At McGovern Law, our philosophy is simple. Deliver experienced, practical legal counsel efficiently and effectively while keeping ourselves accessible and responsive to our clients. We aim to redefine the way firms and attorneys provide legal counsel to startups and established businesses, funds and venture capitalists, investors, real estate developers, and industry professionals. Our goal is to provide a comprehensive, no-nonsense, one-stop shop solution for all our clients. Hi, my name is Mindy Hofman, and welcome to the Women of Austin podcast, where together we are igniting the power of women's voices. Hello and welcome to the Women of Austin podcast. We have some really great guests today and we are very happy that you're here to join the conversation. Hello ladies, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to talk about motivation, and when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, I always like to just get to the root of it and think about the definition of the word. Oxford Dictionaries defines motivation as the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. I'd like to hear about what motivates you guys.
Hi, my name is Emlyn Lee. I'm from Austin, Texas, originally from Maryland. I'm the founder of Brave Communities. We cultivate brave spaces to build relationships, awareness, voices, and engagement for people to come together and talk about social and racial justice issues. I founded it in 2016, and then we received 501c3 status in 2020. Oh, I am so honored and humbled to be here with the Women of Austin podcast. It's just so wonderful. I'm a youngest of 5 daughters, and so I love women and sisters. And so this podcast means a lot, just to be able to share our stories as well as being able to be in sisterhood.
So I'd like to start with Emlyn, and I'd like to hear your motivation behind starting Brave.
Oh, sure. Well, for me, my definition of what motivates me is truth and justice. And so that is a big value of Brave. And so I started that in 2016, kind of in the height of like Mike Brown in Ferguson, the murder of Freddie Gray in Baltimore. And so to be able to, I did a lot of international work. I used to be in the international travel industry. So then I focused so globally. And then when all that was happening domestically, I was like, wait, I need to really stop and think and recognize what the issues are here in our own nation, in my own backyard. And so that's kind of what started, why I started Brave. It's the acronym is for Building Relationships, Awareness, Voices, and Engagement. And it's really a way for us to talk in community and learn from each other's stories.
So that's some heavy work. Do you get exhausted, and does it like emotionally take a toll on you?
Yes, for sure. Fortunately for me, when I started it was just a part-time kind of a hobby. While I'm here unlearning and unpacking the history that I learned or didn't learn, in school and through immigrant parents, like learning the American story, it allowed me to just lock arms with other, especially women, but other, community leaders. And so while it's such a hard and heavy work, and at the same time, it's a great way to be in solidarity and allyship with other, justice warriors. And so we try to, lift each other up. And that's the whole point of community, is like lifting each other up. So that's a way to kind of breathe and find the space to be brave.
It's really important work, and I like how you framed it, that you guys lift each other up and help each other out, and that's part of, big part of why I do this, and want to bring women in the community together and talk about things that we're all doing. And then Kelly, you do you have Sweatland, and you're definitely helping people.
That's a tough act to follow. That is incredibly impressive.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kalyan. I grew up in the Midwest, spent 20 years in New York City, and have lived here in Austin for the last 5 years. I'm the founder of Sweatland here in Austin, Texas. Sweatland is an infrared sauna and light therapy studio focusing on cellular health and wellness. We opened in September of 2021, so we're about 6 months into it. I am honored and delighted to be a part of the Women of Austin podcast. It's been a wonderful opportunity to make very fast friends. It's an amazing group of women who all really empower and lift one another up.
I would like to think that I'm also helping people, and what I find motivating in being able to share just my knowledge of health and wellness. I've always had a very, very sincere passion from a young age about learning about science, learning about how our bodies work, learning about what we can do to best take care of our bodies, and how we can prolong and really enhance our health in the most natural and positive way. And so I kind of have always been a little bit of a science geek and love to kind of nerd out on the latest topics in science and wellness. So that's kind of followed me throughout my entire career. I started out as a nurse, went into medical device sales, where I trained some of the leading surgeons in the world for several years for a medical device company. But I always really had this personal interest on just how can we do things for ourselves that don't necessarily make us rely upon physicians. And so I've always been learning about things that we can do to enhance our own overall health and wellness. And I love that I'm in a position now with Sweatland where it's not just a business, it's not just a service that we provide, but it's a place where people can also learn and grow and have a sense of community, and where we can share what we're all doing to stay healthy and well and prevent disease and age gracefully.
Yeah, I was there with you for a couple hours. I think I ended up hanging out yesterday, and it's just the vibe, and it's just wonderful to see everybody coming in and taking care of themselves. And on that note, Amanda, you show us all of the things, and you go all around town and show us what is out there. And I imagine it's hard to keep track of.
My name is Amanda Tatom, and I'm from Dallas, Texas, but I make my home in Austin, Texas for the past 8 years. Well, I'd say I'm a media maven. My background is television. It's parlayed itself into some social media marketing. I do some voiceover, a little bit of radio sometimes. I still host and MC different events. So I'm kind of all over the place, just a mixed bag of tricks. I love this opportunity. I love what's happening. I love the voices that we're hearing. I love the different kinds of women that we're talking to, and I'm honored to be here.
I think I'm a professional guinea pig, actually.
Yes.
I'll try it all, but I'm very fortunate to get to do so. And I think behind each treatment or boutique or business or organization that I show you, to me, it's the story. My background's in television. So I was a reporter and an anchor for many years. And while it would seem I love to talk the most, really I love to listen, and I love to hear people's dynamics and their stories. So every time I'm posting something or going to participate in a treatment, it's really helping, and most times a woman build her business and achieve a dream. I've been fortunate to attend Kelly's Sweatland, and it's fantastic. So much I didn't know about anti-aging and circulation and detoxing and whatnot. So yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite, but it sure is fun to go through it. I love to be authentic. I don't mind showing it all. I don't embarrass easily. I want them to see the treatment from A to Z so that they know what to expect. I think sometimes we feel nervous about asking those questions, especially as we get to a certain age. You know, we might feel a little inhibited about going to do a certain treatment, but I love sharing that. And I get a lot of interaction in my DMs, and I'm happy to help and guide when I can. So it's a pleasure. And I love the treatments.
Yeah, I know.
If I'm being honest.
Benefit.
Yeah.
I feel I think that what you do has to be challenging because people are always reaching out, and before I met you, I felt like I knew you.
Thank you.
And you're always authentic and real, and it's just refreshing.
Thank you.
Do you feel though that if you wanted to take a week off and not show up, that you would have to still be there?
I'm learning to manage that. Okay. I'm not a great time manager, but I'm learning to do that. And I'm learning that people are very kind when you say, you know what, I need to take a beat. If it's a content calendar that's set forth, of course I want to honor that for whomever I'm working with. But if it's just, spring break or personal time, sometimes I might want to show what we're doing. Sometimes I might not. And I might just say, guys, I'm going to take a breather and I'll see you Thursday or something like that. And people are really cool and nice about it. They do kind of want an explanation though. If I go MIA for too long, they're like, are you okay? Where are you? And I'll just be like, oh, I forgot we were, on the lake or something like that. But people are really understanding.
I couldn't do it. I don't think I'm organized enough, though. To keep the schedule and to keep track of everyone. You meet so many people every day, I imagine.
But that's so nice that then people are checking in on you. Like, wait, we haven't heard from you.
It's really nice.
So, where are you?
It's really kind. It's really nice. I have such a wonderful little platform and community that's really special and personal. And you're right. It's very dear to me.
Right. That's great.
When I also was thinking about motivation, I was thinking about, of course, self-motivation, but motivating other people. That's something that's really important that we do. And Kelly, I've seen your staff, and they all look very happy and knowledgeable. And I just wonder if you have any tips to...
That's an interesting topic because this is the first time in my life where I've actually ever been in a position where I've had to manage other people. And so I'm really kind of learning my way through it. And I know about myself and I know that I like to be in control. And so it's been a very incredible thing for me to kind of be self-aware that I need to be able to empower and entrust my staff and my colleagues so that they feel the sense of responsibility and the sense of empowerment so that they can make decisions and they feel good kind of presenting to our customers. So that's been kind of like the biggest thing that I've kind of had to really learn for myself and to be able to kind of let go and say, you know what, like they're all capable, they can learn these things, they can present this information. And I think that's been really wonderful for me to see them feel that sense of empowerment and feel like they're trusted and to know that I care about them and I want to see them succeed.
That sounds like what you have to do with your Brave Makers too, then, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we empower teen girls right now, and they're called the Brave Makers. And to carry on with what Kelly was saying, I had a social travel business before I started Brave. Back in the early 2000s, actually, 9/11 kind of instigated my reason to start my old company, and so I totally agree with what you're saying. In the beginning, it was like the passion of traveling and wanting people to go and travel with a purpose. And then it was like, oh, I want to start hiring people and then managing people, and it's always that learning curve. But I think what motivates me to be, whether it's like an entrepreneur or a sister or a friend or a mentor to other people, really is that you can teach them the authentic parts of what, when I talk to my staff, it's like I'm not knowledgeable for everything, so I need to balance myself with people that are more gifted and talented in other ways, right? Yes. And I think in the beginning, when my first business, I felt like I had to do it all, and I've now learned that I'm just like, okay, I want to make sure that I can connect people and empower people with my weaknesses because they have better strengths. So.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that, one of the things that I tell all the staff is that this isn't always an open forum and we can always learn how to do things better. And so at any point in time, if you've got a recommendation, if you've got an idea, like this is a safe place to always share those things because I want to always make sure that we're always doing better. Mm-hmm. So like if you think that you can do this better than what the system that we've already put in place, like please, like tell me how we can do this better. Sure. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that they really appreciate that and feel safe knowing that like their voices are heard.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. Big difference. Sweatland is a uniquely designed infrared sauna and light therapy studio that offers 2 different types of infrared saunas and light therapy facials. It's a luxurious experience that's proven to more effectively raise your core body temperature, providing you with a super sweat and a myriad of health benefits. Treat yourself and let Sweatland help you look and feel your best. Visit thesweatland.com to learn more. We would like to thank our community sponsors. Hearth Soul. Visit them on Instagram today at Hearth Soul ATX. Obigo. Auto repair made easy. Just download the Obigo app in the Apple App Store today. Elite Marquee and Events. Check them out on Instagram now at Elite Marquee Austin for all your event needs. Restore Hyper Wellness in Westlake, the #1 hyper wellness company in Central Texas. On Instagram at RHW_Westlake_ATX. Rock Sound Rum. Make every sip fiercely fun and memorable with Rock Sound Rum. Hello, my name is Mindy Hofman, and I'm the founder of Women of Austin. I started the Women of Austin podcast because I was meeting so many incredible women in the community, and everyone had such great, inspiring stories that I felt compelled to create a space for them to share their stories and for the listeners to be able to connect whenever and wherever they are. A few years ago, I went through a divorce and my whole life changed, and that gave me the opportunity to reassess and reevaluate. And after spending some time thinking about what was really important to me, I realized that connection and family and friends were what really helped me get through the hard times and really lifted me up. So that's why I'm proud to be able to create a space where we can all connect with each other and lift each other up. It's my hope that the viewers and the listeners of the podcast find some inspiration and that they can see a little bit of their story and realize that even if they're going through something, they're not alone. We all go through stuff, and at the end of the day, we all just want to support each other and lift each other up. So when I'm not doing the podcast, you'll probably find me and my 8-year-old daughter, Olivia, walking around downtown with our little dog, Boo Boo. We really like to go to See Home where she can run around with the other kids, and we can just kind of relax and enjoy the sunshine, hopefully. And we're shooting here today at Hearth Soul in Terrytown. They are very supportive of women in the community, and we're just very happy to be here. This is an amazing space, and they even outfitted some of us. So we're really, really grateful and really excited. And you should come check them out. They're in Terrytown, and I know they'd love to see you. Okay, so I found a quote from Zig Ziglar, and it says, "People often say that motivation doesn't last." And then he goes on to say, well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So I think that that's true. Like, I can start going to the gym and I'm all excited about the new class, and then, I miss a couple days and forget it. I don't want to go anymore. My motivation's gone. So, I'd like to hear about where you guys experience lack of motivation and what you do to get back into it. And Amanda, what you got?
On the daily, I am motivated by my daughters, which is a pretty obvious answer. And the older they get and the more in tune with who they are and their personalities, the more that becomes a reality. Sometimes it's hard to stay motivated as a parent because my old tricks don't work, right? They're very smart girls, and they know who they are. They know what they like. But I've come into this space in life where I'm not the same mom to each of them. I'm their mom, but Campbell needs me this way. Lila needs me this way. Bryn needs me this way. And I've got to meet each of them where they are. So that's a new frontier we're in our house with girls being 16, 13, and 11. And it's it's a challenge, but it's refreshing to kind of have unlocked a little key with them that the one-on-one time goes such a long way with each of them. And I'm not always great at doing it, but it could even be just snuggling on the couch and watching a movie with one of them. It doesn't have to always be, a Disneyland field trip.
Right.
So that's giving me new motivation. And then also, I feel like, I don't know how y'all feel, I feel like I'm finally getting my life to myself. You're different stages of people, and I can see this like bittersweet end in sight as they get older. And I'm seeing this moment in time where I'm going to really be calling the shots just for me, not for everybody's lunch or dinner as Campbell starts driving. There's independence that's coming into my daughter's lives, and that's going to give me some newfound independence. It's scary, but it's exciting. And I'm choosing to take it on as an opportunity, not as I'm going to be all by myself. I'm in the trenches. I have years to go there in school, and we'll be in this mode for a while, but it's exciting to kind of plan and set up for the next horizon. And so that's motivating. And it's motivation I didn't expect to find, but it's just kind of a gift from the universe. And so I'm going to grab it by the horns and see what happens, right?
Yes. Well, I'm going to learn from your attitude too, because everyone says it flies by. My daughter's 8.
Yes.
And it's refreshing to hear you say, like, to look at the bright side, like, I'm going to get more time to myself and I'm going to get to do these new things, but I'm cherishing the time that I have with them. Like, thank you for sharing that.
The days
nice.
are long, but the years are short. I guess I'm really feeling that right now. And, I don't know. It's a delight to be their mother, but I'm excited to show them a new facet of myself by doing more things, more projects that are beneficial to me and to other women. Hopefully they can learn from it too. So,
well, hopefully they're watching. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Emlyn, what do you think about motivation and when you lose it, or is there anything?
Yeah.
You'd like to add?
I think for me, and like it's so cliche as we're here about talking about women in community, right? But for me, the motivation is community. And so like my faith of like loving and serving others is what motivates me and is my why. And yes, there's times when I get demotivated, right? It's like, all right, like how much... like when you serve others, like how, and it's not saying it's that personal reward, but is it really beneficial? And is it really, really meeting, like God's expectations and so I think that when I get demotivated, it's, for me, then I'll have to read the Bible more, or go into deeper into devotions or talk to my accountability partner, and to be able to refocus on my why and my connection with my faith and God. And so I feel like that's my motivation to then be back into community. And so when I get demotivated, which happens, because there's times when I'm like, dear God, it's me, Margaret, are you there? And so I feel like that's, something in me saying, yes, you need to take that pause and you need to reconnect with my source. So
that's really nice. I like all of that, and I noticed that you said you had an accountability partner.
Yes.
Okay, tell
Bianca.
me more about. Hi, Bianca.
So we do a daily devotion, more on an app, and then when we get a chance, we're both very busy. So we try to connect at least once a week on the phone, and then during COVID, we haven't been able to meet too much in person. But before, we were trying to meet like weekly pre-COVID, and so now we at least do our daily devotions or like text each other. And it's so important, again, another woman, another believer, and also someone that shares the same values and passion of empowering, women, empowering young women, and then also building community.
I'm noticing that, yes, you're next. I'm noticing that everyone's, I like that everyone's motivation is out of self. I'm going to talk to you guys later about self-care. But for now, I think that other people motivating us and us using other people to help support us is kind of the theme that I'm catching. And I think that's really beautiful. I think that's important. So, Kelly, what do you do when I know we had spoke yesterday a little bit about your family being your motivation and...
Absolutely. Obviously having a family is because I'm accountable to them. So that's motivation in itself to, do what they expect of me, both from my husband, both from my son. And now as a business owner, I'm accountable to my business and my employees. So making sure that I, meet their expectations is a really big one. What I really realized in thinking about this is that I am motivated by achievement, and that could be in a very big, lofty term or in the smallest of terms. And this is silly, but what I realized about myself is that I'm a list maker and I'm motivated by checking the box.
Yeah.
And what I have found is that sometimes I will do things and I will actually go back and add them to the bottom of my list and check the box just so that I can visually see the achievement that I've also done those things that were not necessarily on my list to begin with. Yeah. But I've achieved those things and I'm going to give myself credit for those. So, and kind of thinking about the exercise, I'm motivated by getting things done and checking the box.
That's not silly. I do the same thing, Kelly. I add things and check them off. I'm like, it feels great.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. I did 3 more things. I'm going to get credit for that.
Absolutely. Yes. Lists are motivators for sure.
For sure.
Lists are important. It's a good way to keep track of everything, and you can see your progress, and you can take care of all of the things that you need to get done and keep it in one place. Austin Emergency Center is a freestanding emergency room with several conveniently located emergency rooms open 24/7. Our full-service ER can help with almost any major to minor emergency, day or night. Our on-site X-ray, CT scan, and ultrasound help us care for injuries and illnesses efficiently and quickly. Our staff helps us stand apart through their level of commitment to providing the highest quality care to every patient. And we're kid-friendly at Austin ER. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm motivated. I think this is a really great conversation, and thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
I hope to see you guys again. We'll talk about self-care, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mindy.
Thanks so much for joining us today on the Women of Austin podcast. A new episode premieres twice a month right here on the Women of Austin channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you never miss an episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at women_of_Austin. My name is Mindy Hofman. I hope you'll join us for our next episode of the Women of Austin podcast. Light it up, light it up.